Welcome to another time at the Countryside News. We're glad you could come by. Well, the weather, cold weather, is here to stay, and the deer hunters aren't the only ones that have been getting their shacks ready. Our ice fishermen are busy checking out their shacks, making sure everything's operable there. They'll be setting their shanties out once the ice is thick enough to be on the lakes and the rivers. Well, how thick is thick enough? For the ice, you need about 3 inches where a person would be safe on the water. If there's 4 inches, a group moving in single file would be safe. It takes roughly 7.5 inches for a passenger car to be able to drive on the water. But remember, ice is always dangerous, and it changes, and especially on the rivers. Be very, very careful. If you do have a fishing shack and you're using propane heat, another reminder again, be sure that you've got adequate ventilation in that. Now, most of the shacks around here are made of plywood. They're insulated with some foam, and they're set on some kind of skis to help get them out onto the ice. I've even seen pontoons being used on some of them. More and more, though, we're seeing some of the newer shacks being made out of high-quality denier, similar to what your tents are made out of. And these, for a little bit more, you can get them with luxuries like heated leather seats that swivel inside. It's sure not what it used to be. Well, the corn harvest is winding down here, and we're hearing that the yields in this area have been about 135 to 140 bushels an acre. That's pretty good. It's not super high, but it's darn good also. How big is an acre? How much is a bushel? Well, an acre is about the size of a football field, or if you'd like it squared, it's 208 feet on each side. If you really want a better perspective, think about your Walmart Supercenter's parking lot. They average just over 4 acres. 4 acres of parked cars. And a bushel of shelled corn weighs 56 pounds. If it's cob corn or corn on the cob, it'll weigh 70 pounds. Now for all the news that isn't. Earlier this fall, the Hamiltons from Darville donated their 348-pound pumpkin to the school, where a couple steps were carved in so the kindergartners could climb up and down on it. And the kids named it Giant Jack. And a little bit later in the fall, for the homecoming, the pumpkin became an outdoor canvas for the freshman art class. When Giant Jack was pretty dried up, he donated his seeds to the FFA chapter, and next year we can expect around Danville a lot of giant pumpkins to be grown. Mr. Jeffers said he'll forward us the exact number of seeds that the pumpkin contained. By the way, FFA stands for the Future Farmers of America. Callie in Shoalsville sent in a photo to show us that her tallest sunflower this year was 11 feet and 7 inches. Now there's probably some official sunflower measuring bureau out there, but we'll take Callie's word that that's what it was. She claims that the fertilizer from her son's 2 pet rabbits helped to have that sunflower grow so tall. Well, remember, we'd love to hear your news, and you can email us at 123countrysidenews@gmail.com. 123countrysidenews@gmail.com. Now, while someone's checking to see if there's any messages available for us that need to be passed on, I'd like to remind you that today's show has been sponsored by Gus and Fenton's Ledgeview there in Norfolk. Gus and Fenton, thank you very much. Hope the weather's doing good there in Norfolk. Messages. Thank you. Well, the first one is from Shar Hansen. She wants to let everyone know that the church's website is down, but yes, there is a potluck dinner tomorrow. Enough beans and wieners have been promised, so please, she underlines please, please bring in salads or casseroles instead. Morgan City's town board reminds everyone the red light at the corner of Main and First will be out yet another week, and they appreciate everyone's patience until that is repaired. That's all the news from the countryside. Have a good evening.